And if you can check the framing when you're in.
I will do that once my video comes up. Here we are, live. You can share it as well from here if you want, or you can
Share on that. Oh, I can see it.
if you bring it up, you should be able to share it. Like you can go share it to Facebook or share it to Instagram. Just like share directly. It'll share the link. Sure.
Over here.
I guess I can do it myself, can I?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I need to be able to see the comments. Show me the comments. Do it this way. Okay. Now why is it not working there? It was working, and now it stopped.
We're coming in. We'll still get them in there too.
Just. All right. All right, guys. Turn that down. Turn that off. That off.
Hey, it says hi.
Isaiah Helvey. Hello, hello. All right, let me do you. Let's see. How can I share this from here? Maybe I can't share it from here. Maybe you have to share it from there. Let's see. Yeah, I think you do. Oh well.
I do.
Yeah, you might have to. We'll wait. It's okay. Hello. Shane, living good. Oh, right. No, okay, never mind then. What's going on, everybody? CV, Pachem, Parabellum. Shane, living good. Isaiah Henley. We're just waiting for a few more people to join.
See the quality of what it does.
It's looking okay. Do. Here, let's go. What's going on? All right. What's going on? I don't know if you want that. Yeah. The Mad Leaf, howdy, hello. What's up, everybody? It does look a little blown out. That's okay, though. Welcome, guys. Cheers to everybody for joining us on this Monday, Martin Luther King Day in the States. Tyler Donaldson, how's it going? Maker's Movement. Thank you very nice. Maker Movement, nice. Hit 10,000, awesome. Shane says your knife making tips have saved me some major headaches. That's the whole point. Be able to make things relatively, I wouldn't say flawlessly, but in a way that you can get through it without getting too frustrated. Michael Scherer, thank you very much. Amrinder Randawa, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Hello, David. Nick Sheridan. That's a good comment, Nick. I have my intention is to make a bunch of knives, or at least a small batch of knives. I want to do some of the shop knives, the file shop knives that I did recently, and then obviously the journey knife as well. But I want to get a heat treat oven first before I do that. Possibly. We'll see. Don't have that yet. John Hawk, how's it going? Nice of everybody to join us on this midday on a Monday. A little early happy hour. Wood turning. I would love to try some wood turning. What's that? Chef Andrew's cooking show. I have an old Craftsman lathe, I think it is, but it's in pieces and it doesn't have a motor. I just have the body of it. I got it from a like yard's tale-y house, set, like a Let's see. I guess it was just a yard sale, but it was a house that was being sold. So they're selling a bunch of stuff. I got it for $5 and they didn't really know what it was. It was really rusty, but it needs a decent amount of work. So I want to do that. I have a motor. I think I have a motor that'll run it, but we'll see. Phil Rosa, thank you very much. Joe O's channel, thank you, appreciate it. Who disliked? I know, right? It's like people want to get on and just dislike for fun. I was the first to dislike. It's okay.
We should start doing it.
We should start doing the first
do our own
dislike.
first dislike.
Yeah, that's a good
Just
idea.
so nobody can't come first.
I remember Jimmy DeResta talked about that a little bit. He was like, some people would just want to dislike just to dislike it. You know, they have something against you or something. Who knows? That's okay. So we're just waiting a few more minutes, guys. We're gonna open up the YouTube. This has not been open yet. Silver play button from YouTube. Watch, we'll like open it. It'll be like the act of craftsmanship. There's something wrong. We're like, ah.
Craftsmanship.
Gary Hubley. Just call him Australian likes.
That's okay.
Freud Für de Welterso. Herman Staudinger. Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations for something. Thank you, though. 424 Mag, outstanding channel. Thank you very much. First knife project. Awesome. Thanks. I appreciate the love, and also I'm happy to be helping. Amazing news. What a great achievement. Thank you. How long did your channel take to get to 100,000? It took us...
2017?
When did we start? Like
January
January. We started our channel in January 2017. So it took us since then. So almost 3 years, right? 17, 18, 19 to 20.
21.
Almost 4 years. The first year we did not put out very many videos though.
About 6 videos.
Yeah. So I think we did like 6 videos in the first year. And then as soon as we hit 2018, we decided really to try to put out more videos, and that made a big difference. And our channel grew fairly rapidly after that, at least like consistent growth. And so that's what we always tell people when people ask about like starting a new channel. What's a good advice is just to put out consistent videos. Just even if they're not, not super often, but just consistently, like at least once a month, right? That's kind of what we were aiming for. I think we did once a week and a half to 2 weeks for a while, and that helped. Savage Wolf. Thank you very much, Savage Wolf. I appreciate that. Crispin, what's up from Kentucky? Appreciate that. We have some exciting knife videos coming up in the new year. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. 6 of my friends to the channel. Awesome. Thank you, Shane. Shane living good. Bringing people to the channel. Thank you, David H. Appreciate that. One of the things that a lot of people are commenting about, like getting good tips and things from the channel for knife making, and I think that's as I'm making something in the shop and Devin's filming, when I think of something that I know isn't just second nature, if like I'm grinding or like grinding a bevel, or if I'm using a file to hand grind a bevel, shape a bevel, right? That seems like relatively second nature, But even then, like not everyone knows that you should like only push a file in one direction, not the opposite direction. So when I think of something that I've learned over the years, I'll try to say it out loud, because that's those little things as I'm doing things, that I might use something or might do something that I would think is just something that I do naturally with any type of making. But then I think to myself, is this something that would be interesting for someone to know, like a good little tidbit, something like that. So that's usually when I'll let Devin know that I want to like say something, or we'll be filming and I'll try to say something in the midst of working that I know is going to make light of something I'm doing to make it seem like that it's that much more, not necessarily important, but just something that you wouldn't think to do automatically, like a little tip. Pardon me. What am I drinking? I am drinking Blue Moon. You got me standing alone. I have a couple grapefruits upstairs, which I really like putting grapefruit and Blue Moon in all beers, but
That might make it palatable.
you used to love Blue Moon.
No, I didn't.
Oh, well. You don't have to drink it.
That's all I'm drinking.
Making the bowstring was your first video. Awesome. Kurt, Rashawn. Thank you, Graham. I appreciate that. A knife maker's challenge of your viewers. I haven't thought about that, but that is interesting. I like it.
Thanks to Devin for the steady camera work.
Hey, all right.
Do you want to talk about how we got a new camera and we're going to start shooting at 4K? Nothing further to say.
Yeah. Brian House is here. He says party can start now. He's here. Brian, what's going on, man? Brian, how's your back doing, brother? I was laughing so hard. Brian was listening to the Work For It podcast down here yesterday, grinding a axe bevel, sharpening an axe. He was talking about, if you guys don't know, Brian Housework is here in the comments. In traction. Feet up and bottle of wine. Nice. Brian House is a good friend of ours through YouTube. He generously sent me the Revolution 2x72 grinder and also encouraged us, kind of helped us into starting a podcast. I like Brian's podcast a lot, and I was listening to it yesterday in the shop, and what was it? This dramatic music, had this dramatic music come on. He was telling the story of like hurting himself, or feel like this sob story about being in pain. What did you say? It was something like, I want to lay down and shit myself and die. So I was literally laughing in my respirator. I just stopped grinding as I was laughing so hard. And then I texted you, Brian. I was hilarious. This is great. All right. Thanks to Devin for steady camera work. Yes, sir. He's behind the camera today, hanging out. We will be shooting a new sketchbook intro today. That's the plan. 2021. Oh yes, we have a new camera, which we'll be shooting with today. What is it again? It's the Panasonic Lumix. Lumix S5 is our new camera, which is super exciting. So beautiful 4K, really nice. Has its own slow motion, and we're really excited to get some good stuff going on here. I am not a master knife maker. I'm a hobby knife maker. But what I can say is I have my master's in painting and fine art. So I think that goes a long way in any type of craft, is having the education and the skill and the knowledge and the time spent in aesthetics. So thinking about how things look really good, how things are composed, looking for, nice profiles or good angles, or having an eye for looking at the little mistakes and cleaning those up. That usually makes a difference. Congrats on the silver. Thank you. Ooh, that was close. Tell me who I am. True about art. Yeah. So yes, not a master knife maker. I'm a hobbyist knife maker, and I really enjoy making knives. And I'm going to keep on doing it, and I'm going to keep on trying to get better. But I definitely spent a lot of time in my life working on getting really nice aesthetics in art. Thank you very much, Blaze Cannon. Always a pleasure. Malaga, Spain. Paco Sub. Nice. All right.
Open it up.
All right, guys. We have 50 people hanging out. Are you all ready for the reveal, the big reveal? Gotta cut here. All right, so we're gonna film this. Oh, that's weird. What was that on the bottom? It was like, huh. All right. Yes. All right. So cut here first. A tab. Yep. Get there and here. Top. That one's already good. Okay. Everybody see okay? Make sure we're here. All right. All right. Let's see if I stand up. Can you see my head? Super baka. Oh, there. That's okay. All right. Here we go. Oh, it's all black.
The Black Award.
The Black Award. Ooh, it's like the graphite. Uh-huh. All right. Here we are.
All right.
Presented to the Art of Craftsmanship for passing 100,000 subscribers. YouTube. Ooh. I think it's got like a brushed steel finish. Play button. Woo! Just how far have you come?
Yeah, you want to read it? I'll try to show it.
Sure. Some 100,000 subscribers. Just how far have you come? And each of your subscribers were a light year. They could take you from one side of the Milky Way to the other.
Okay.
Nice. That's far. And it's why today we're so excited to celebrate your special YouTube journey with you. Not only have you brought a unique voice and style to the world, you've also created valuable connections and built community along the way. In that spirit, YouTube is proud to present you with the Silver Creator Award, which celebrates your hard work and incredible achievement. Congratulations on this amazing milestone. Just one of many that we hope will follow in the future. After all, there are countless others out there who have yet to discover your passion and dedication. Whether they come to your channel to learn something new or just for a laugh, a whole new audience is waiting for you to inspire them, just as your growing community continues to inspire you. We can't wait to see what you do next, and we'll be with you every step of the way. Yours sincerely, Susan Wojcicki.
Suze.
Good old Suze. Susie. CEO of YouTube. That's awesome. Cool. There we go, guys. So let's take. Congratulations on the subscriber milestone. Even Rick. Good old Rick. Ricky. Oh, it's nice. There we go.
That's kind of a brushed finish.
Yeah, it's got kind of a nice brush finish. Black felt on the back, little hangers. There's a nice mirror polish. Looking good. There we go. Where will you hang it? We're going to hang it over near the Art of Craftsmanship sign. You want to show them real quick? Or we go? Let's see. So we'll do here on the wall. We've got a few things, maybe somewhere around there. As of right now, we have the Cad Mille Faucha. Cad Mille Faucha. This is the 100,000 welcomes that Devin got from me during the 100,000 subscriber live stream party. That's here. Sawdust is man glitter. That's from my brother Drew for Christmas. The AOC logo, and then we have the AOC sign. I'm thinking what I'll do is probably move this down or move it over to the other side, and this will probably go here. But we have an intention to make this a little bit more shop-proof. So we might do something, we're not exactly sure yet, but something. We'll do a video on making this a little bit more shop-proof, because right here is with the grinders and stuff, and there's lots of dust and sawdust, and we want it looking nice. So we'll have to do something, make some type of thing to go up here with it. But that'll probably hang there. Maybe the Cad Mille Faucha will go on the other side, or maybe they'll be on top and bottom. They'll go together since it's 100,000 subscribers. It's crazy, guys. So thank you for all being a part of this crazy adventure. this wild adventure. Our wild America. That's cool. Make it into a knife. Next milestone plaque, heck yeah. Phil Rosalik. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate everyone's congratulations. We are excited to be here, and have put a decent amount of work in the last couple of years to get together pretty often and film and make stuff, and it's been fun. What was I thinking? It's another cool channel that I like. I watch occasionally, not super often, but Evan and Caitlin, I just thought it was funny. They just hit 1 million subscribers, and they're like, we couldn't wait to get our YouTube plaque, so they made their own, and they put 1 million bits of glitter on it, like counted 1 million glitters and put it on the plaque.
That's 1 teaspoon.
Yeah, right. One. Yeah.
There you go.
I didn't watch the video yet, but it did have like a shot on Instagram of a grid, and each grid was 10, and they were like putting individual bits of glitter, so there were like 10 bits of glitter on each like spot, one at a time. Crazy.
Put it behind a glass frame. So you'll probably have a nice wooden frame. And
yeah, we'll do some type of
plexiglass or chicken wire or something. That'd be pretty cool.
Chicken wire, yeah, that would be cool. That would like not that you can really see it anyway, but it would give like a cool
Maybe chicken wire.
Yeah.
Like a.
I could probably do plexi with chicken wire over top of it for like the look of it.
Like an old like a cowboy bar, chicken wire thing.
Yeah, right.
Throw at the music.
Yeah, right, when stuff flies at it.
Yeah.
Graham, appreciate you hanging out with us, and I'm glad that you could join us. We're going to hang out for like another 20 minutes. If anybody has any questions, just here to chat, hang out in the shop, drink a beer. I'm finished this one, or almost finished this one. I'll start my next one.
There you go. Let me see it.
Yeah.
You spelled everything right.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's kind of got
a
weird finish.
Raised. Yeah, it has.
This is all raised.
Oh, okay. Yep. The letters are all raised and it's a little brushed. Watch some of your first videos. Yeah, that's. I occasionally go back and watch the early videos too. They're fun. It's just fun, like looking back at. And one of the things I like to watch is how my beard changes over time, and how my weight changes too. Like summer weight, winter weight, I go up and down 10 pounds or so each time. So it's like back and forth. Be like, oh, there's where I had my short beard and I was 10 pounds lighter. Must have been summer. It was too hot to have a long beard. Chef Andrew's Cooking Show. We are going to make a frame for it. We're going to make something, maybe some type of box that'll hold it, protect it. Something that looks pretty tough. We'll see. Making an axe from this. Making an axe from the plaque. Other knife sheath did really help me. Awesome. Cameron Rico. Glad we could help. Just seeing this since I'm in the VA today. Sean Fredericks. Jeremy Nedro. Makers Movement says, I love to see that there's a renewed interest in maker channels. I 100% agree that I love that there's an interest in maker channels. I don't know if it's a renewed interest though. I feel like at least for the last several years, maker channels have grown steadily. But that's my own relationship with YouTube. I don't know before that. I mean, I would say ever since when I first started making knives in college, that's really when I started getting into making things myself. So I mean, I grew up, my dad was always like a maker, so we always did stuff around the house, and we always built random things, but not really until, and as an artist, I've always been a creator, so making something out of nothing. But right my senior year and the year after college, when I first really started getting into more serious woodworking and knife making at the same time, And at the time, YouTube wasn't as prevalent. I mean, there was like Vimeo and things like that, where I was like, my first knife video I watched was by a maker called Green Pete, and that was through Vimeo. And he had the whole, like, if you guys watched my first video about making the file knife, you know, the fire, building it up, I learned all that from him. And that was like before YouTube. So once I got really into it and then was following along and looking at more knife making videos and looking at more and really got into YouTube. I mean, I think there's been a steady growth and a steady interest that YouTube is a platform that's awesome for makers. I think, I mean, like I said, my own experience has been that it hasn't really, I never really saw like a drop off. I just feel like the community really embraced YouTube as a maker community. And all sorts of other fun stuff. What's your go-to store? What's your go-to store for supplies? Savage Wolf, what type of supplies? So knife supplies, I usually order from Jantz just because I like Jantz and they have a bunch of stuff. I almost always find what I need through Jantz. But I've ordered through other companies as well. Like regular supplies for just making things, a lot of it is just acquired over time from different people, and like wood I get from when I see it. If I can get like nice pieces of wood, sometimes I'll go to, you know, bigger lumber or like lumber companies, specialty lumber companies, to get nice wood. Let's see, what type of leather dye do you use? I bought some and it was terrible. What would you recommend? I have used the Tandy dyes, and they're perfectly fine. Feeblings is really good as well, but I haven't found them to be bad. I mean, I just kind of take my time. A lot of times, dyeing is about the preparation, so you can wet the leather first, so that way the dye will run evenly, so it won't kind of overlap and blotch. So that's a trick. If you want to, you can wet your leather first and then dye. But as long as you like hit that first coat of dye, and then while it's still wet, hit it again, and that'll let everything kind of blend together and do a couple coats on your first go. Jeremy Nedro, think a lot about young people didn't have to know how that's why your videos are so great. I think a lot of young people didn't have to know how that's why your videos are so great. The know-how. A lot of people didn't have the know-how. Thank you. It's your instruction that sets you apart from the other channels. I appreciate that. Yep, I agree. I think, you know, talking and thinking, that's one of those things that we've said it before, but that's why, you know, we were kind of always inspired by Adam Savage's channel. And you kind of had that look and feel of just being there with him in the shop. That's kind of what I think, that's something that we aimed to do, but it's also something that came relatively natural to me. And having Devin here as a cameraman, I had someone in the shop, so I didn't have to like make it up like I was just talking to the camera. Like, Devin's always here with me, so we're always like talking about better ways to do things, or he'll suggest something, or I'm like about to drill a hole and he's like, "You sure that's the right thing?" And he'll like, so it's good to have like a verbal conscience. A second pair of eyes in the shop, and to talk to and think about like, okay, this is a cool tip, you know, or I'll go to say something and it's something I've already said, you know, I already mentioned, I didn't remember it. And also, I've noticed on other channels, there's like verbal crutches that people use, and one of those for me is like, all right, or, you know, you want to like, okay, you want to like, all right, the next thing we're going to say. So that like saying something to start a sentence isn't necessary. So you can just go right into the sentence, and I'll do it automatically. And I hear other people do it, and I know that's because they don't have someone there to tell them like, hey, you've said that same word, you know, 12 times in a row now. So you don't need to say all right at the beginning of each sentence. More self bows. Mr. Crape. I love doing self bows, but they do take a lot of work. And they're very stressful. Like the chance of it exploding and having to start completely all over again is stressful. So we'll try to guarantee at least one self bow a year. So keep an eye out for those. Buried in the algorithm just a little. Nice to see the live streams pop up going back to a bunch later. Cool. Tell me who I am. AL Outdoors. Really enjoy you make stuff from used pieces. Yes, I agree. That's something that I think is fun too. I like the idea of making things from other things because that's something that's accessible to other people. So yes, you could buy good knife steel and buy stabilized wood and buy all this stuff, and it's super easy to buy it. It's all available online. All of us can do it, but not everyone does it, right? But everyone might have like a rusty half hatchet lying around, or their dad's shop, or like you're at a yard sale and you see an old file. Those things are always around. They're almost always accessible. So seeing them, obviously, once you start thinking about them as making material, you see them more often. But the idea that taking something like an old circular saw blade, it's something that people have around. So they don't have to then make the time investment of ordering something and getting it and then worrying about, okay, I had to pay for this and I got shipping, and if I screw it up, then I got to buy more. It's like, I love that about making things, reclaiming things and restoring things. It's almost like more accessible. Savage Wolf knife handle materials also. Savage Wolf, so knife and leather. He asked earlier about where I buy stuff. Leather and leather crafting stuff I get almost exclusively from Tandy because I actually have a store nearby, Tandy Leather Factory. And I like their stuff. And for what I use leather for, it's knife sheaths and axe masks and things. It's not super high-end stuff. So the quality of leather is good. I like it. It's reasonable prices. And again, as like a hobbyist maker, and even like a maker who does stuff on your own, like you have to, I think having a wide variety of quality of materials is good. And knife handle materials, everything I have, I've gotten either from like wood, like lumber yards or exotic woods. There's a place called Exotic Woods. There are a couple of them here in Maryland, so I've gotten those. And I actually just picked up, Jesse Allison from Mountain Prevail reached out to me and shipped me some some stabilized knife handle material. So I'm really pumped about that. So that's going to go into the Journey knives when I do get around to making them. So they have a special place in my desk here below me, the box of knife handle material from Jesse. I really appreciate that. You guys can check his work out. So I've got a bunch of maple and a few other things ready to be turned into knife handles, stabilized. Let's see. We airbrush the dye on leather. Most of the times give an even coat and allows you to mix colors. Yeah, that is nice. That would be nice. I would like to get a little airbrush. I think that's just like super fun and easy to be able to add stuff to. Bandsaw steel blades, but I have to heat treat the steel, or heat it and work steel, then heat treat it again. If you're using bandsaw steel, any tool steel that you're using that was already a blade is going to be hard. So depending on what you want to do with it, you can cut out a blank, put in a bevel, drill your holes. You can do all that with hardened steel. It just wears a lot on your grinding belts and your drill bits and stuff. So if you have the ability, if you have the forge and you want to try warming it up and annealing it, so get it up to temperature, close your forge, let it cool down slowly in the forge. That will anneal your blade, so it'll make it softer, and then you can do whatever you want with it and then shape it, and it'll be soft, so then you can actually do all the shaping and then reharden it afterward. But anything that's already been designed and made as a cutting tool is already going to be hardened. All-time favorite woodworking knife handles. What is your all-time favorite wood for making knife handles? I really like walnut. Just has like such a beautiful look to it. I like lighter woods too, just for the practicality of it. If you're using a knife, especially like a bushcraft knife, having something that you can drop in the woods and be able to find it. I think probably my favorite. I like Wenge. Wenge is really nice. It's really dark, but it's like dark like ebony, but has lighter brown grain running through it. That's really nice. That might be my top. Maybe Wenge. They're all cool. They all have different uses and purposes. All right. Let's see. Buy tools instead of make them. I agree. It's been so easy for people to buy tools instead of make them. Yes, it is very easy to go on Amazon and buy things right now. Which I think is also really good for makers, because it makes people want to buy things right now, especially with the pandemic. You know, people aren't going out as much, they're not doing as much, so they want to spend some money and do some stuff. And like, especially for knife makers, chefs, you know, culinary knife makers have had a lot of work because people are buying nice chef's knives to be able to have in their kitchen and make their own food, since they're not going out to eat as much. So yes, it is very easy to buy. Let's see. My friend Metal detects tons of brass for projects. Oh, that'd be sweet. Finding brass. Repurposing things. I feel like Jeremy Nedra says, I love repurposing things. I feel like we're not wasting things and making a difference. I agree. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people commented on our bushcraft hatchet video, bushcraft axe, saying like that I had ruined the half hatchet and that, you know, I should have left it the way it was and it was perfectly good tool. And I agree. And I like the look of the half hatchet okay. And it definitely serves a purpose for what it is. And I have a few that I'll never modify because they have a certain look to them that I really like. But, you know, here on the East Coast of the US, they're a dime a dozen. I find them all the time. So it's, you know, I have a couple of them now. I've kind of depleted my supply, but you know, when I start looking around, I start seeing them at yard sales. I see them in junk shops and antique stores and vintage stores and things, because they're all over the place. And I think, at least to me, they don't have the same allure as, you know, a single bit axe or a double bit axe. You know, but the hammer and the thing and the nail puller, it's not what I want to use and collect. They definitely have a good place. I mean, if I found like a black raven, you know, I would keep that one the way it was. Greetings from Croatia. Goran Magic, great to see you. Mr. Crepe, how long have you been making knives? Just a question. I started making my own knives, I think in 2004. It might have been when I made my first knife. Which is not, it might actually still be in here, in my bin behind me. Savage Wolf, one down, yeah, right, one down, yep. Ian Maas, congrats on the play button, thank you very much. I appreciate you stopping by, Ian. Pete Morrissey, good morning from Brisbane. Pete, good to see you here. It's early here, all right, welcome. Javi Pisuza, congratulations. 307 Driftwood, Trent, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. We're probably going to hang out for maybe like another 10 minutes or so till about 2 o'clock, and then we'll cut it short. We got some work to do in the shop. It's Martin Luther King Day here in the U.S., so I had the day off, which was nice. We could get together and film some and work on the new logo drawing, which will be in the beginning of each of the videos for 2021. And then maybe start a new video, maybe do like a shop update, maybe a shop tour / channel update. We'll see, but we got things to do.
We're going to start shooting this week and talk about the video. We're playing for it. Why not?
So, let's see. Devin was asking if I wanted to talk about our new video. I guess the 42 people here aren't going to give it away. Now no one will watch it. They know what we're going to make. Texas USA Tactical. I am drinking Blue Moon. Blue Moon. Blue Moon is it's decent. I like the Belgian wheats, and I usually get it. I have, like I said earlier, I have grapefruit upstairs, which I like to put into beer. So that's usually I usually drink kind of stronger beers, but this was a 15 pack for like $16, so it's hard to pass it up. But the other beer I got on Saturday was Hazy Little Thing from Sierra Nevada IPA. That's upstairs too. Mr. Crepe, love the streams. They're a great way to hang out. I agree. And I think that's fun, just hanging out in the shop, chat with people. We did the live stream for 100,000 subscriber celebration, which was awesome. I think we had, on average 125, 150 people hanging out with us, which was really cool. Obviously, a Monday in the middle of the day, we're not going to have nearly as many people, but it is still cool to just hang out in the shop, answer questions, and just, feel like we're more part of a community. I like that. And that's something that as much as the COVID and the quarantine has pushed people away and we can't get together, it has kind of introduced me to live streaming, and I started live streaming and hanging out with people more often, and that's been really cool. So I like that about it.
Is the brush axe over here then?
It's over right there next to the pop-up tent, leaning on the floor. Yes, I love Hazy Little Thing too. Right next to the blue 10 by 10 tent, straight ahead of you. Look up, down, left. Yeah, straight ahead. Leaning up against the... Devin's trying to find the brush axe. No, straight ahead of you, Devin. It's leaning. It's not in that bucket. Yeah. There we go. So our next project, we're going to start... Hey, Drew's here. Thanks, Drew.
I think that's perfect.
Drew O'Hara. That's our brother, Drew. He hung out with us during the live stream.
People not to give it away. That's such a good shape. Good idea.
Yeah, we'll see.
Good idea.
I mean, I think I could get True Temper, Cali Works. I wonder if I can get that in there too. Come up here. Maybe. It's going to be close.
It'll be a little bit smaller.
Yeah, it'll probably go to here. Probably won't. So this is a brush axe. This is a True Temper Cali Works brush axe. Devin got it from an antique store at some point. I've seen brush axes like this around and have not got them because they don't hit the same interest for me as a regular axe does. This one is a Kelly, which is really cool because I like Kelly axes a lot. I have several of them. But our plan with this, yeah, that might actually work well with that hole down here too. The end. Oh man, that's a lot of material. Devin had the idea of turning this brush axe into a kukri. So I think that's what we're going to be doing. So we have a lot of material. A kukri is a knife. It has a curved blade, so the cutting edge is on the inside of the curve, just like this is. Now, obviously, this won't be the same. We'll have to handle down here and blade, and it'll kind of come up, maybe end somewhere up here. So I'll have to trace this out and do a drawing of it and get a good shape. So it might be kind of a smaller kukri, but that's okay. It might actually be a little bit more usable if it's not super giant. I don't know.
So, yes, if you see a video of someone else doing it in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, right, exactly. If you guys see... if you see someone else making a kukri out of a brush axe in the next 2 weeks, they heard it from us. We also talked about it on the podcast. You heard it here first. Yes, it is it's a cool tool, for what it is, because this is designed to cut through, small trees and brush. It's a brush axe, right? So it's for cleaning fields and kind of clearing out brush. So for that, it would work really well. I don't have any interest in doing that ever. But we'll see. But that's the plan for this brush axe, and that's our next video. And then I want to make a leather wallet for my wife. Pretty interesting leather wallet. So that'll be the one after that because she's asking me to. When am I going to get my wallet? All right, let's see. Hello from Oregon. Hi from Poland. Watch Kick Garage. Hello. See you guys, Mr. Crepe. Thanks for hanging out, man. Online school strikes again, unfortunately. Yeah. Shane, interested. I have one in my garage. Let's get medieval. Yep, Goran Magic says a kukri is a Nepalese knife. Kukri, yeah, is yes, something like that. I'm not exactly Polynesian, maybe, things like that. Hey, what's up, Jim? Come on in. You want to come join the? We're live streaming right now, man. Here, I'll. Yeah, I don't have a mask down here, but come join the party. Here, come sit down.
In front of the camera?
Yeah, sure. You don't have to.
With my mask on?
Sure. If you sit there, you'll be in the shot. All right. Oh, this is actually perfect. We could talk about this too. This is a companionway slat for a sailboat. This is my brother, Devin, Jim. And the wood broke, so Jim stopped by, like 2 months ago?
Yeah.
And we glued it, and with wood glue, and cut both sides, put a new piece of walnut in between, glued it, and I said to you that I would be shocked if that glue joint ever came undone. And then it was like within a week, you like sent me a picture.
I think that when I used teak oil, it might have had some kind of effect on the adhesive.
Maybe. I don't know. I'd be shocked though. Well, actually, yeah, because you can see there's like some spots where it actually just broke in the wood.
Yep.
And not the actual glue joint. I don't know.
I think what failed was the old piece. I think your new piece. I think it was the old wood. Actually, the grain of it. I think it might have been dry.
Right. Yeah. So we'll be. I'll have to like do some dowels. I think that's probably will be the easiest thing to do, and probably the strongest as well. So bringing that back by so I can help fix that. And then what's the other thing you have this?
So I was down in Clarksville, Georgia, which is near Toccoa, and that would be north of Atlanta. And this is a Dudell sledgehammer. I don't know if you know that name.
No. Ludell?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
So
You said
this was my
old,
buddy's.
right?
It was my buddy's grandfather's sledgehammer, who grew up in North Georgia, and they have a timbering company. They cut down big timber and they sell it to Jack Daniels.
Nice.
That's one of their clients. That's not all they do, but they do a lot of logging and timbering.
Right.
And this was my buddy's grandfather's sledgehammer, and I was visiting him when I did my southern journey. I went down to Savannah and Tybee Island. I went to Atlanta and Athens, Georgia,
nice.
and I stopped by to see my buddy, and I looked at his house, and he's been doing some above ground gardening. What do you call that?
Like garden beds?
Raised beds. Yeah, so he's got the raised beds garden. But
Look, Drew's here. Jim.
when we were looking at stuff, the property, he was showing me all the projects he did, and he opened up the shed, and he's got a still in there because he's a distiller.
Right.
And he said, "Hey, this was my grandfather's
That's so cool.
sledgehammer." And I said, "Man, that's cool. That's really cool." I said, "Well, it's broken. Like, what are you going to do with this?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's my grandfather's. I don't know. It's special, whatever." I said, "Well, I got a guy that hangs axes and stuff like that. I bet you he could hang this sledgehammer for you, and I could take real good care of it. I'll bring it back to you." And I think he would like to see it, because it's kind of cool and old.
Yeah.
And so I promised him I'd get it rehung in a year or so or whatever, take it back to him.
Nice. That's awesome. You think that says Japan under the 8? It looked like it says AN, but it's hard to tell. It's stamped there. I can't really tell.
Rachel Tuttle says, "Hello, cuz."
Rachel, what's up?
Liddell. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell what it is. So it's stamped Liddell on top, and then it has an 8 And then right below the 8, it says something again, which looks like it says PAN, but I don't know.
What about
Unless it just says like 8 pounds or something. I don't know.
I mean, that's got to be heavier than 8-pound hammer, is it?
No, it's probably
No,
8.
8 pounds.
I mean, that's that. Yeah, that's what I think. Let's see. Another live measurement. We did this during the podcast. Whoa. Well, there's 8, so it's definitely no. There's 7.
Yep. So it's,
So
right
it's-
at 8 pounds. Maybe that's
yeah.
what it says.
Yeah, it says.
Do you guys have your Google machines handy?
Let's see.
All the phones are taking up.
Oh yeah.
I got mine in my car, but what about? Can I open up a window here?
Sure. Let's see. There you go.
Let's see if we can find out what a Liddell.
I saw Miguel join. Miguel, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Miguel, a long time viewer, commenter, subscriber. Always appreciate you hanging out with us.
Let's see.
Curry knife is the Gurkhas are famous for.
The Gurkha, right? Where's the Gurkha? What's the Gurkha?
There you go. Liddell sledgehammer, 8 pound.
Nepal.
That sounds right. Yeah.
And they,
Oh, that's what somebody said. Nepalese.
They had an English regiment,
Oh, right on.
and that's still they still all carry those.
Oh, yeah, right. They still all carry
They have a
the
military.
kukri, right? Antique one. Plum, Liddell with double.
Does that look like that?
Well, yeah, but that's a Stanley hammer. You just click on, check on images. So I'm going to be rehanging this. This is not an original handle because it's got a staple in the end, which means it was stapled and hung up at a store at some point, which is, that's why. Of course it's not original handle. It's, we said like possibly it was his grandfather, so it could be like, how old do you think it was? He think it was?
I think his father's probably in his 70s. So the grandfather, if his father was born in the 40s, his
Right.
grandfather's born in the 20s.
Right, so it's easily 100 years old, maybe more than that. Well, that's cool. Yeah, so I'll be rehanging this for Jim. I sail with Jim, and that's how we know each other.
Let's see if we can find out about the Liddell Sledgehammer Company.
Yeah.
So what were you guys working on before I interrupted you?
We did a live stream of the unboxing of the 100,000 subscriber YouTube.
Cool.
Yeah,
You
the
guys
plaque.
drink some champagne or anything?
Drinking Blue Moons. We drank enough during the celebration live stream. That was a good night.
That's when you guys actually broke the.
Well,
you're watching it.
Yeah, it was shortly before that. That was just the celebration. We gave a bunch of stuff away and hung out with a lot of people.
QEP
I'm going to be
Corporate.
wrapping this live stream up in the next probably 5 minutes or so.
Liddell Striking Tools.
Oh, so they're still around.
Well, and maybe somebody bought them out because the website says
LUDELL.
QEP Corporate. A
Right.
quality brand of QEP. Let's see if it tells us about who Liddell is.
Axes, sledge.
Mauls,
We got
scrapers,
camp
spars.
axes, hammers.
Yeah, there's some good tools. Mm-hmm. So my buddy,
It's funny, I never heard of them.
he worked for his dad doing timbering up there, and
Mm-hmm.
then he went to school for fermentology, which is basically like if you went to get your sommelier certifications,
For wine or
that would be the course of education, your path you would follow if you were
right
doing
on.
it in school instead of learning in restaurants and all that.
Right.
So he worked in the restaurant and bar scene, but he studied fermentology, and then he worked in the restaurant scene in Los Angeles and Atlanta, and eventually he got into distilling up in Brooklyn.
Right on.
He was up in Brooklyn, New York, and he just moved back down to Toccoa. It was
back over
unfortunate. His girlfriend passed away. I think it was actually his fiance
Right.
a couple years back of a very unusual heart condition suddenly, and then he kind of was figuring out what he needed to do, but he moved back to the Atlanta area,
Right.
and he's been doing some timbering for his father. He's got a nice new girlfriend, and
Nice.
like I said, I stopped by to see him fixing up his property and ran across this thing, and I thought, I think I know a guy that might think this thing's cool.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I think I like sledgehammers. I have multiple around, and I have, actually a couple years ago, Drew for Christmas got each of us a sledgehammer and my dad, and then he used Dremel to Dremel in like all of our initials into them.
Stuff, yeah.
Why do you
Yeah.
think they would have, the way this is this a cast material?
Yeah.
Why would
Or
they
drop
cast
forged.
Why would they have cast it or forged it with this shape? What do you think the utility is of that? Is it so you can hammer with the side of it since it's flat?
No, I think it's just to fill out the eye completely, so you have material around this, so you have plenty of material around the eye.
To
Because
protect,
if it would
to protect the eye?
just to make sure that you had plenty of material, because when you put the handle in and then you're like wedging it, that's a lot of force pushing out, and you want to be able to have plenty of material around that, so you're supporting all that force. So on axes and stuff, you'll see like around the eye it'll be the thickest, because if it's thin, I mean obviously that would take a ton of force to be able to do this, but it could, it's probably that, and then this just helps to focus the force as well. Plenty of material around it.
Right. And it's when you're striking stuff with the force.
Yeah,
Not you
right.
hanging it. It's when you hit it with something else, and the force goes through the handle.
Right, yeah. I mean, but definitely with axes, they're like thick on the cheeks, so that way you won't, because you can definitely split an axe if you put too much pressure on it. Savage Wolf says, "Are you going to use the same handle?" No, I'm not going to use the same handle.
Yeah, looks like it's out of business.
Yeah, I like shorter handles for sledges, but most of the time when I'm thinking about for sledgehammers, it's like for someone what's it called, striking for you. So when you're working at an anvil, you have somebody like using it to strike the anvil, so it could be shorter, but a sledge like this would be, demolition or
So if you
whatever.
look at this, it's got like it's not symmetrical. On one side,
Yeah, it's more forging, more material. So that's like casting marks. So you have the one down here too. It was similar on the other side. You can see this one was ground off more.
okay.
So they probably just ground one side, and the other side maybe didn't need it. Maybe this was like,
So this is where the cast probably closed if
yeah.
two pieces.
So it was probably, I'm like 99% sure it would have been drop forged, which means they would have had a big chunk of red hot steel, put it into a die, clamp down on it to forge into shape, and then do it like that, and then punch the hole. So that would have been like where both dies came together, boom, and like smashed it into shape. So this side was probably not bad. This one might have been more jagged, so they ground it off.
Huh.
Yep.
That was my next question. I was going to ask, do you think he used to do something where he sharpened a tool there or something? But that makes sense. So they would have ground it down.
Yeah, that would have been in the manufacturing. They just ground off the material, and then also you need it to be a certain weight. So maybe even just trying to get it down to weight. So they ground a few bits until it's like the right weight, and then make sure it's good. Let's see what we got. Kukri is a knife. The Gookers, yep, we got that. Fine.
Wrap it up, though.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we are going to wrap it up. We've been hanging out for about an hour. We wanted to hang out with everybody, enjoy the opening of the YouTube 100,000 subscriber play button plaque, which is pretty cool. So I appreciate everybody hanging out. Yeah, we'll see everybody soon on another video. We're going to be working a bit in the shop today and get something coming out for you. So thanks, guys. We'll see you guys all next time.